Hey gang, Sarah here. So I'm here to kind of talk you through how I did my brain dump and the process that I did. I know this seems kind of like, really, Sarah, you're giving me a brain dump instructions, but listen, this is how I think, okay? So the reason why I wanted to talk to you about how I did my brain dump was really because I've been just living in a state of chaos, and I'm just not very clear on what I need to do, and I needed to empty the brain. And this is like, my friend showed me this for something else, and I wanted to share it with you. So right now, when I'm living in chaos, there's this jar of beads here. So each of these beads represent something I have to do. And when it's really busy, I can't clearly understand which ones are the priority. So say like the green are the priority, but when I'm in like really busy and traveling and in and out of the house, I don't have the time to like think through which of my to-dos are the green beads, if you will. So this is a representation of like what I'm living in when it comes to chaos in the everyday. So like, how do you know when you're in this chaotic state what to work on? So that's why I really like the brain dump, because it helps me understand, you know, what are the things I need to work on at the right time. It also is helping me get rid of the decision fatigue. So what I am noticing about myself is that I'm trying to figure out like, what do I have to do that's most important? And by the time I figure it out, I'm aggravated, first of all. And then I'm distracted and I don't have the time to do it anymore. The other thing I'm noticing is that I'm getting caught up in the busy BS. And I know that is like the biggest productivity drain of my life. And like, that's what happens to moms, to women, to anybody really. But I know that it happens to me. And when I'm doing my brain dump, I talk about how I was picking my plant for like an hour. Like I could have painted the trim in my bedroom in that hour. And then I just feel like I'm doing only work and I'm not doing anything that's fulfilling me. So that's why I really like the brain dump. So I can fully understand which of these beads I have to work on and what time. And when I have like some free time, it's like time that is like non-guilt relaxation, if you will. So anyway, so this is my brain dump. This is my brain dump process that I'm going to talk to you about. And so let me know if you have any questions or if I missed anything. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye. Okay, in the sake of metrics, I'm not going to sit here and have you watch me write down my to-do list, but I am about to go through my to-do list and how I'm using it to help me in my plan with me's. But I wanted to give you some metrics. So I started off this brain dump with 18 items on my to-do list. When I went through my mind map and I emptied my brain, I got 45 to-do lists added to that 18. And then when I walked around my house, I found another 52 to-dos to add to my to-do list menu, if you will. And that gives me a total of 115 items on my to-do list. Now, the goal is to get it to 0, but I can't imagine that I'm going to be done with things forever. So it's just all those things were sitting in my brain constantly while I was trying to work on other stuff. All right, gang. So you just saw me kind of just doing the brain dump. I emptied the brain and then I walked around the house, and I just kind of want to walk you through my brain dump here. So I used my mind map to just kind of, trigger any thoughts I had and then empty the brain. So that's what I mean by that, in combination with reviewing, the reviewing and the mind map. So those steps kind of happen simultaneously. Then I actually took my clipboard and walked around the house and just threw all the things that when I'm walking around, I'm like, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. All right, so you guys saw me kind of start filling in the to-do list, and just kind of showing you where it ended, I skipped a page, so I'm sure you all know how much that's aggravating me. And then down to here. So I have, two a page and a little bit. So really, I was just trying to figure out like emptying my brain, because I'm finding I'm not working on the right thing at the right time. And I know when I had my like productivity system before, I was able to look at my list and figure out what I needed to work on at the right time. So the result of that is I was staying on top of things. Imagine that. And the other thing that I'm noticing, because I don't have my kind of productivity system, is that I'm getting frustrated and stressed out by trying to figure out what I have to do. So I now just kind of figured it out. Then the other thing that I'm noticing is that I'm just getting caught up in the busy BS. Like literally, I sat there and was like picking at my plant for an hour and a half. It was already dead. Why am I picking at it? It's not saving the damn plant. But anyway, so I just know that like having this big list of things to do, I'm like, when I'm feeling like, okay, I know I got to do something, I can just reference this and take all of that decision fatigue out and keep me focused and not getting caught on that busy BS. And I'm just working on the right thing. So you saw me just using my mind map to figure it out. I was emptying my brain. And this is the little process that I kind of put together to do that. And I literally walked around the house, because I know when I pull into my garage, I'm like, oh, I got to do that. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And it just drives me crazy. And I'm just trying to focus on the right things at the right time. And you're going to see me use this in my planning routine, because now I can kind of look at throughout the day, like what can I pull in? And the things that are on my list are things that just have been bugging me, like call the vets to schedule physicals for my pets, right? Figure out why is my screen door keep falling off the tracks? It's annoying me. And we're in and out like all day long. So every single time I go in and out, it bugs me. Weed the flower bed, right? And then some of like the bigger things that I have to do is, let me try to find one. So I have some of these projects that I'm kicking off and closing out. And the ones that I'm kicking off, I don't have like a action plan or a work breakdown structure or anything. So I have some of those in here, like build an action plan or figure out my approach to a project. They're somewhere in here. I know they're in there. Like, oh, create a sales approach for this project I'm working on. Figure out my customers Kaizen that I'm working on, right? So all things that, like, that's all I know at this point in time until I actually take the time to work through that. So this is literally just the next step I have to take in each of these things. And some are just quick to get it done, and some are like more focused time. So when I'm working on my planning, my weekly planning routine, I can pull them in from there by just reviewing this here, and I'll just keep adding to this. And this notebook is purely just for my to-do list. It's skinny, and I'm just throwing it into the back of my planner, really. So anyway, that's how I'm using basically the never-ending to-do list that is in my brain. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. Let me know what you guys think. What am I missing? Like, what are the stages of my process besides emptying the brain, which is just all the things I randomly think about? I walked through the house, and then I reviewed my mind map, which has all the different elements of my life. So what else am I missing here? Like, what categories? What things? Oh, scheduled doctor's appointments. That's another thing that I pulled off my mind map. Anyway, see, my mind is racing. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.